Welcome to the What If Simone Was Born as the Anti-Spiral? So, yeah. So, before we begin, I want to clear some things up for you. This is not like part of the canon one of like Gurren Lagann. This is my own version. So, I'm just being truthful to you. And yes, the Simon in this what if has this more like he doesn't have a brother other when he was anti-spiral, but when he got like reincarnated as a spiral, or when he got killed, or yeah, he got a brother other that we all know and we always make memes about it. So yeah, and he doesn't know how, because he's pretty strong. He can so yeah. So let's get into it, shall we? Let's go back into the spirals versus anti-spirals. So they were like blasting like warrior things. But the anti-spiral didn't like, or a certain anti-spiral didn't like the Simone. So what did he do? Well, alright. This is what Simone would look like. But he gets like killed by his own like alien things, as then he gets reincarnated after he died, and he did meet the Spiral King, the one that like put people underground. And when he woke up, as yeah, he and so yeah, they or actually he was born by himself. Let's just change his little story. So yeah, him being like a big brother to his sister, actually, to her, the top one, and yeah, because her, she wasn't born as a anti-spiral. It's basically like I changed two characters from, like, for her, like, being an anti-spiral and getting, like, kidnapped in the anime and manga, probably, to being a spiral. So basically, and her father is the same one that, like, in the anime, like, him, or not, like, because he and her were born the same, or from a same mother and father thing. So, but he was the big brother to her. So, yeah. And as he didn't have a family, or he was reincarnated as a spiral. So, as Simon the Digger, he used to be a Simon the General, or no, Lord of the Spirals, or anti-spirals, to becoming a warrior. As, yeah, as he found Gurren Lagann that accepts him as, or Gurren, or no, I think, whatever that big head guy, or the one that he's driving, even Lagann, was basically, yeah, he decides to become, as he gets mad and her for not having, so he decides to go up to the surface with Lagann on. As he looks around, he doesn't see any, like, he only sees, like, 3 gunmen. As when Simone was like, it's the average day in the neighborhood, aren't you? As he goes full speed, because how angry he was. As, yeah, he basically went with a Lagann, and he hits all 3 robots, destroying all 3 of the gunmen. Yeah. Plus, he's used to having drills and machine guns. Because when he was the Lord of the Anti-Spirals, he had the same thing. As he was fused with, sorry about that, so yeah, Zuko, or Simon, was basically, when he says, and when he unlatched, he sees a young, beautiful girl. Yoko. Oh, as he says, guess someone knows how to use a rifle on this planet or on this spiral world. And she's confused. As he says, that's a compliment. Hence, I'm complimenting you. As she couldn't believe, or she didn't even realize that her or some random stranger complimented on her. So yeah. Then all three scraps or of those Gundams, as he used them. Someone died here, aren't they? As he goes, well, let's get to shoveling before. We don't want his remains to be. That's just wrong. As he goes and like buries the bones, as he knows that as he could tell that because he has the power to search through memories or takes memories so that were lost in his own mind, as he sees that old guy's daughter and son. Wait, that's blue-haired girl. When you're ready, come up and visit with. As he couldn't believe that he could see into the future. Or he could see in that stolen memory of what they were. As they. So it was the same thing. Like he jumps back in. All aboard. As he goes. And he says, well, because in his mind, he couldn't sleep, so he couldn't believe that. And the spirals treats their own people as slaves. So he's being so outraged. He starts slamming his fist against the dirt. As he's like mad. As he's trying to calm down. As he sees Is this what it always happens? Yeah, probably it was payback for all that for those 3 missing Gundams. Um, hmm. Huh. No worries. As he gets his as he knows that if his because his parents, when he was born as the anti-spirals, told him that he can become anything he wants with strength, speed, everything. But they got killed by this as he still had rage inside of him because of what the spirals and anti-spirals are doing. As he starts running right at them, not in his like logons form, or like as he had a drill. Oh, so he basically comes up, swings as he opens the jaw up, and yeah, he gets inside of it as well, keep things fresh and clean. As there was errors of no humans, as he's banging on, as his spiral power and the anti-spiral power entwined with each other's. As Logon, or yeah, the Gurren that I'll just say was, or actually he infused both types, as because his spirit is in both, like Hogon and Gurren, or Gurren and Logon. Yeah. So as they both jumps and they both combined, and he says, take that, scoundrel. As he goes, smiles, as he meets, or actually, he goes, he acts like him, like if it was him piloting Logon and Gurren at the same time. Him. So yeah. as he as when he as Yoko asks Simone to go on a hunt and grab other food and water, he says sure. As let me remind you, he's at that kid again, like the one that you see before you on the bottom. So yeah, he basically, so Yoko and him went on a hunt and gather up food and water. As he does two things. One of them is actually piloting both of them to gather up water. And the other just waits around to pick up the meal thing. And he hunts as he snipes two birds, or two of those like weird bird looking things with just one arrow. Like it, as he says, got both. And she's impressed at how amazing he shoots. As he walks up to that, as he picks up both, but he notices one of them actually has the arrow inside of it already. So, as he does the same thing in the anime, like when he did it, as he says, I do not like sneak attacks. As he used both, like, signs of he literally pinpoint where he was. As Vero comes out, as he says, that makes two of us. We don't like to be sneak attacked on each other's. Who are you? As he introduces himself, like, I'm Commander Vero. Well, let me compliment you back for her end. I'm a really nice guy if you really want to know. And, yeah. So he decides, well, I can't wait. As he starts, like, charging him with knives and, like, doing all that stuff, as he says, you think I will run. But let me tell you, Beastman, Viral, let me give you my name first before I tell you what I really am. Or you're probably a Spiral King will know who I'm talking about. I'm Simone. As Viral can't even let a head off on Simone. As he says, compared to you, I knew how to fight in hand-to-hand combat. You think that someone like me doesn't know how to wield a sword or a gun or anything, but let me tell you, as he dodges the attacks and like so fast, as he starts to they start to snipe as he's dodging the bullets too. That as the yeah, as let's say Gurren and Hun found him and like puts him in back into his like compartment thing or pit thing as he goes and like Logan jumps on as he combines with him and as he says as he dodges the attacks and he does the same thing. Like he literally went full throttle and beats a snot out of Viral's robot form. As he grabs the helmet, breaks it off, puts it on his head, sets a man's and on fire. This mecha is going to be Gurren Lagann. As it like evolved, like yeah, he basically knew how to pilot both one by himself, and he infused his spirit energy into them, and so this is what he looks like. Yeah. As Viral sees, usually on your arm, on this side, is all art like black with stars. As he grabs, as they looked at the sunset, no matter. As he tomorrow, or they asked him tomorrow, so he goes away and he asks the Spiral King about the one question, as Spiral King says, yes, I will answer it. There's this kid. His name is, you might know him as Simone. As when he says, Simone, the one true enemy. I can't believe he's here. As Viral says, what, can you explain? Yes. See, Simone is a very competitive person. He is the auti-spiral general. He doesn't allow anyone to escape from his grasp. And when Go locked in toe to toe with him, he shows no mercy on people. But you're lucky to be alive. Most of the spiral warriors that face against him would never left alive. Like he literally obliterated the entire armies. memories. And as he says, well, he knew you from, like, when he said, probably your Spiral King will know who I am. Yes, I do know him from, because he was the only person that has enough power to destroy the entire solar system. He or I, that's why I forced people underground, because he had enough power to destroy the entire Earth, Earth's crust, with a flick of his wrist. Even the toughest people can't sustain him. As the bird guy says, or as the tortoise guy says, so what makes him so powerful? Oh. As he says, well, as long as I remember, he had the powers of infinity, zero, and he was born with an anti-spiral. And so he has enough power to destroy all of us, even with a thought. And so that's why he must be eliminated first. Because everyone will know about his secret. As Yoko says, you're hurt. Or you didn't take any, like, damage. No. As he goes back to their base, as he tells Yoko that there's one thing that I kept the secret. As Yoko has read the book about how the Lord of the Anti-Spirals almost destroyed the entire universe book. But it didn't confirm who was it. As she asked, something that's you're different from. Well, see, I'm not like any of you. You are all spirals. You have spiral power. I have the anti-spiral in me. I was born as an anti-spiral. As Yoko, but my real name is Simon, the Lord of the Anti-Spiral, or Lord of the Anti-Spirals. So, yeah. And when Yoko couldn't believe that she met the legendary anti-spiral that almost destroyed the entire world. As he says, as he looks at her, that I don't want to destroy the world because of how pretty the nature is. And of course, girls like you, are pretty. As Yoko was blushing, she couldn't believe that the auti-spiral said that. As she's blushing, like her face is like the same color as her hair. Huh. Did that make you blush? I'm sorry for that. As she's basically more blushing than anyone. As then there was this, when they got back to the village thing, back to Yoko's village, he says, only thing that I want is to settle down with a family. And by means of that, I actually treat you and everyone in your village as my own brothers and sisters. So don't let it get to your head, Yoko. As she says, I won't. As they were like, huh, okay. And when they got back, and he sees a big guy, as he says, huh, hey, just a man that you were looking for. Huh. As you caused quite a commotion down there after you left. As Simone says, huh. Yeah. As they could tell that he knows that as Yoko actually called him her brother. Like she says, hey, don't make fun of my brother. And everyone from Yoko's looked at her and says, really? As Yoko says, we were talking about when we were walking back. Huh? He and I, or he said that he treats us as his own family, like our own brothers and sisters. Huh. as they couldn't believe it. And he says, I'm gonna go talk to the Spiral King. As he says, as everyone's like, for what? Catch up on good times. Names. What you expect. But let me tell you all. I am not a spiral like you humans are. I am the anti-spiral. Oh. My name, I kept my first name, Simone. I was the you all know from that books of Simone, or of the Lord of the anti-spirals one. Yeah, that was me. As he raises his hand, I am it. As they couldn't believe that he's the Simone, Lord of the anti-spiral. As I'm doing like a little time skip thing. Like I'm skipping the the big knife one. The how they took this S1 away from everybody. Yeah. And then he goes and like steals Templin thing, or like goes, as he says, has it been a while? Yes, it has. The General versus the Lord of the Anti-Spiral. Why did you have to go with these humans? Is it to destroy us all? Or is it or something else? You always makes me laugh, Lord Genome. That's why I didn't kill you. But everyone else was not so lucky. As he couldn't believe that as they remember him, only person that lived to tell a tale was him. But before we start battling hand-to-hand combat, I don't see you as the enemy anymore. I see you as my friend. And that. But shoving people underground is not okay with me. Because I'm doing I did a time skip. So he meets like him, Larry, or not Larry, the like him and like Timmy and Dobby, or forget the names. So they decided, Ian, to, and they meet him, and like him. They already met him, and like them and her and the other two. As he says, huh, careful, black siblings. I might treat you as my own brothers and sisters. Oh yeah? What are you gonna do? If you join us, you would be the youngest. Huh. You're talking to the... Let me give you my full name of what I was. Spiral. As he says, Spiral, what do you mean by that? Well, as his body transforms into the anti-spiral, my name is Simon, Lord of the anti-spiral. As they couldn't believe that they are looking face to face with the man that or anti-spiral that will destroy the entire world by just a flick of a wrist. Yeah. Because when they heard him, as when he was like just relaxing, as she says, there you are, big brother. As he looks up and sees Yoko. What's up, sister? Well, we were trying to think of where, as they, when they were taking a shower, or like bath thing, to get fresh clean, as he says, okay. As they see his calm side, as you're never, or usually the Lord of the Anti-Spirals usually aren't calm. Well, usually when you're in line of work, like what I have, it's good to take a break once in a while during each fight. And each time that he or you anti-spiral or you spirals are very fascinating creatures to me. And please wait for part 2.